transactional thinking is a symptom of low productivity. So when we, as originators,
Yes.
are so caught up in maintaining and saving and,
Yes.
and looking to, in worrying about each individual transaction,
Yep.
we're not being as productive.
And so for 4 or 5 months, I'm sitting there looking at, an activity tracker in front of me.
Yeah.
And I'm going, how do I do this? At 33 years old, I became a millionaire
Yeah.
in the industry.
Sure.
And at 33 years old, I had a mini stroke
Wow.
in my office.
Matt Weaver, the #1 mortgage originator in the United States for most loans closed in 2023 and #1 in the state of Florida from 2020 to present, has spent over 27 years mastering the purchase market, earning more than 16 #1 titles across his career. Max Fisch, 2024's #1 originator in the United States under 30 and #2 in the state of Florida, achieved those titles within just 5 years of entering the mortgage industry, compressing decades of growth into a few extraordinary years. Collectively, they've helped more than 40,000 families purchase their first home. Now partners and looking to improve the industry on a national scale, Matt and Max share their winning formula, team structure, and systems with originators who want to scale from elite to extraordinary levels.
Mr. Coley Rau, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, you're one of the only people that we've had on this show where I feel like I have to I have to flex a little bit.
Yeah.
So before we get into business stuff, you were actually telling me earlier, I'm just going to jump right into this.
Yeah, let's go.
You were telling me earlier that you were thinking about doing a challenge where you lift 1 million pounds in 24 hours.
Yes.
Why? Is it a mindset thing? Is it?
Yeah, I think everything's mindset, right?
Okay.
I think you have to choose your heart. So
Okay.
it's a philosophy, just planning out your calendar a year in advance and choosing a Misogi. So Misogi is a year defining event that you are 50-50 on whether or not you can complete it.
Wow.
Right? Because in order to try to accomplish it, you have to become a new person.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And so do you see that mindset kind of, there's some parallels there with business?
Yeah.
Does that help? Yeah.
Oh, I think it all starts with mindset.
Okay.
Who you are in the morning, you got to protect that and figure out how you're going to show up.
Yeah.
For the day.
I just had to bring that up because when you told me that, I can't stop thinking about it. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I did a couple mountain climbs a couple years before. And 2023 I stopped drinking alcohol. So it's
good for you.
A lot of times you can look back on your year and not know what you accomplished.
Yep.
You don't have anything that really defined that year.
Yeah.
So when you choose something like that, then you can look back on your life and look at that progress.
You know what Matt and I always discuss? I think that you'll find this interesting. We always say that if you don't think that your 6 month ago self is completely ridiculous, then you're ridiculous.
Yeah, I like that.
Think about it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
If you can't look back and think about your 6 months ago and you don't think that the way that you were thinking was ridiculous, then we're not growing fast enough.
That's right.
So it kind of goes hand in hand.
Take this, like the Elon Musk thing. Take the goal that a lot of people put 10 years, a lot of people set goals with just very loose numbers. Hey, I'm going to do X by 2030 and I'm going to close this, right? And the reason that people do that is because you don't have to change today. But if you take that goal and put an absurd time frame on it, you got to change today.
Yeah, that's true.
Today.
That's true. Man, we have to have you on this show more often.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to business because we're here at G13, which is our annual assembly for F13. And we'll get to talking about that a little bit more because you're a proud F13 member, yes?
Very.
And we'll get to talk about that a little bit more. But I kind of want to go to the beginning.
Yeah.
So tell me about Coley from let's go before day one of the loan industry. Like
before day one of the loan?
Yeah, what were you doing? What were you doing? And then how did this come to be?
Yeah. So you want to know how to?
Yeah. Like where were you before mortgages?
Before mortgages?
Yeah. What'd you do?
I had flunked out of college, was doing odds and ends, different type of jobs, and answered an ad in the newspaper. Back when there was little broker shops.
Oh yeah.
On every street corner in America.
And what year was this?
This was 2003.
Okay, so you've been in the industry for going on 23 years.
half my life.
Wow.
Half my life I've been in the mortgage
Wow.
industry. And so stumbled into it like anybody does. And they gave me some cards and said, here you go, kid. And
Wow.
started pounding the pavement.
So it started with one. It was just you.
Yep.
And
Yes, it did.
did you serve real estate agents from day one, or were you ever in refis or any of these?
I wasn't. No,
So it was day one real estate.
it was day one real estate agents going into their offices, getting kicked out,
Yeah.
buzz off.
Yeah.
You guys have a bad rep,
Yep.
all that stuff.
So then 2008 came.
Yep.
And you survived it.
My business grew every year.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So when did
Through that.
the team building start? When did that start? Because it started with one.
Yep.
And so when did you start to grow your team?
Yeah, I think I started hiring people. I hired my first person in 2008.
Okay.
So I bought my first building. I was running my files. They were talking about the manila folders with the prongs. I was running them an hour away.
Oh, wow.
And I had a little office in my chiropractor friend's office space. You could touch each wall. It was like a closet.
Yeah.
And I would go run the files, an hour away, work over there, come back and check the answer machine and call people back.
Wow.
So I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that I needed to be back in my hometown
Sure.
with an office space back then.
Yeah.
And I needed an employee. And so I went to my company and I said, hey, this is, I think, what I need.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we already got you. Why would we do that?
Ah.
And I said, okay. So I went and bought a building myself, renovated it myself,
Wow.
hired the first title rep that I knew. She came over and started processing for me. And,
Wow. So it was you and a processor.
Yep.
And
2008.
Then what did that evolve to?
That evolved into a couple other team members.
Okay.
But really just, I was a terrible leader,
Okay.
terrible, even worse manager,
Yeah.
So the early 2010s, I mean, just really stumbling my way through that and had got to about 200 units
Wow.
with my hair on fire,
That's incredible. though.
absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's interesting because with a lot of high functioning originators, I hear that a lot about the manager and the leader. And you know what's interesting? Side note about our industry. One of the most glorified and sought after titles are branch manager.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting about that? Salespeople are not usually managers.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because branch manager in our industry typically goes to the highest producer.
Right.
And the highest producer is a salesperson.
That's right.
And so I'm sure that that's like something that you were managing back then because you were selling at a high level.
Yeah.
I
think everybody should read the book E-Myth. It goes through that, right? The technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur and the blip of that. But I love how F13 taught me, Matt taught me about that progression as well, specific to the mortgage industry.
Yeah.
When I met and started getting into F13, which was, it's this natural progression because you don't have a system and a process. So if you look at the technician, the LO, and all the functions that they have to perform, they just need it to stop what they're doing today.
Yeah.
So the progression then is, okay, well then I need to go be a branch manager progressively.
Yes.
So then you start chasing over, and that's because, again, they don't have a system, but then you start chasing and tripping over dollars to pick up dimes to manage other loan officers. And then that branch manager doesn't work where your production's suffering, you're not a great manager of other people at all because it's not in your personality. So then you migrate to recruiting because, again, this has to stop because there is no process and function to it. It's like it makes total sense.
Yeah.
And companies and or ourselves, they just continue to take people through that progression.
Yeah.
Why is it? It's
so interesting.
It's a very interesting.
So let's
a lot of unfulfillment
1,000%
in the industry.
1,000%.
Yeah.
So let's
And I was
talk.
one of them.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your pain
Sure.
prior to joining F13.
Yeah.
What were you facing?
Yeah. I think for me, I spent most of my career miserable.
Wow.
I mean, I remember looking out.
Same.
Yeah. Looking out the window, just couldn't really speak it into words.
Yeah.
For me. I read a couple books that were written on it, Gap in the Gain, speak some words to it.
Yeah.
but for me, I read another book called Wild at Heart that really impacted me in my life, John Eldridge. And it just talks about, I mean, what I take out of it is kind of that black hole.
Yeah.
You know, we all have something that's happened and we're trying to fill this black hole. And in the mortgage industry, you know, you can get into the industry and all of a sudden you can become successful.
Yeah.
And you're trying to fill that void. But the faster you stuff it, you know, a lot of people look at it as, you know, income.
Yeah.
The faster you stuff that, the faster it grows.
Wow.
And again, so for me, and I've had so many conversations with loan officers over the years, branch managers, and it's just interesting how many of them are absolutely miserable.
So when you say
Doing-
miserable,
doing-
when you say you were miserable,
Yeah.
what do you think was causing that? Was it because you were just doing so many things and you didn't have time and you felt overwhelmed? Like what was that due to?
Yeah.
If you could pinpoint.
Oh, I think for me, I was trying to chase some number that was going to happen, you know, that
Sure.
I was going to reach this and life was going to be better. Or I was going to put this much in the bank and everything was going to be better. And it just was never true. And absolutely, I mean, for me in the industry, part of my journey is, you know, at 33 years old, I became a millionaire in the industry.
Sure.
And at 33 years old, I had a mini stroke
Wow.
in my office.
Wow.
So the whole time you're chasing what you think is success or what we need, it's taking over here. And so,
Wow.
you know, part of my story is that, you know, so a lot of people are chasing all of this over here and then they're, you know, whether that be their family or their time or their recreation or their health, it's suffering chasing this over here.
Wow.
And the industry just kind of drips it in front of you.
So I'm assuming that F13 comes along.
Yes.
You find out about F13, you meet with Matt and Avi.
Yeah.
And tell me about life and business since then.
Yeah, it's been incredible. And I started getting in professional coaching back in 2015. And that really changed my life and was a journey. And for me, just a little story around that, post-COVID, you know, COVID, loans were falling out of the sky. It was easy. I had a big team and we were managing that, but it was still very chaotic. Got through that and I had that same inclination of, okay, I'm just going to pivot off of this.
Sure.
What's the next step? Okay, I got to go be a divisional senior vice president. So I went into that for years and really enjoyed that. And my production really, really suffered. Wow. And so for me, fast forward, I make a hire in late 2004 that makes me rethink my life. Like, hey, I'm not enjoying this sort of thing. And then I'm on a top producer trip in, it's like February 1st in Aruba, 2024. And I closed 5 loans in January.
Wow.
And so I still have my team. We're still top 500 in units in the country. And I had nothing to do with it at all for years.
Wow.
And I just felt like fraud. Wow. I just felt like a complete fraud. And so I just knew with those couple months together that something needed to change. And so I came back and somebody had given me the advice, sometimes you just got to go back and throw the fastball, Coley.
Yeah.
And so I came back and started trying to throw the fastball, started trying to get back into production. My team, it was a struggle. I was fighting to even get in. I knew nothing about what was going on. And so for 4 or 5 months, I'm sitting there looking at, you know, an activity tracker in front of me.
Yeah.
And I'm going, how do I do this again?
Wow.
How do I do this again?
Wow.
And
this was fairly recent. This is 2 years.
2000, just 2 years ago.
Wow.
Was like, where do I start? You know, we get referred by, you know, just so many different agents over the years. Where do I go with this? And I just really didn't want to do the work and I wasn't clear about how to do it.
I feel like this is a movie trailer where the screen is about to go black.
Yeah.
And now we're going to hear the...
Yeah, are you guys ready? Yeah.
We're going to hear it.
Yeah, so I called another guy that I knew and he said, hey, you need to check out F13 with Matt and the group.
Yeah.
And had that initial consultation. And we had knew of each other a little bit. And, you know, Matt said, I don't have a mortgage business. I have an events business. And I said, okay, I can do this. Wow. This makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the activity,
in a way to you that made sense.
Yeah, it was the #1 activity. If you look at like an activity tracker, That's the one to many. I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, so 2 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. January, 5 transactions.
5 transactions.
You're jumping back in. So how does that compare to what you're doing on a monthly basis now, just 2 years into F13?
Yeah. So last month closed about 50, helped 50 families.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. So how many transactions last year in 2025?
About 320 families.
So that's almost an average of 30.
Yeah.
That's about 25 a month.
Yep.
In
Number 172 in the country.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So I would venture to say, I think it's fair to say, that F13 played a role in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I mean, my team, even if you just look at my team size, then I was probably maybe 5, 6 people. Now I'm at 22.
Wow.
On the team. So, F13 really started teaching me about the leverage, the lanes, and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
It's been better for your family too.
oh, it's been tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm doing what I love to do
That's incredible.
and leading the team.
That's incredible feedback. So I mentioned we're here at G13.
Yep.
And last question for you, I promise. But I mentioned we're here at G13 Annual Assembly here in Chicago. And we just ended a full day event with a lot of things that were thrown at you. Give me one thing, just high level, but give me one thing that really stuck out about today. Something maybe Matt said or some of the other presenters said.
Yeah. I would say that today I brought a partner, and all the messaging in the morning was just absolutely tremendous for him to hear it from somebody else besides me.
We talked a lot about mindset.
We talked a lot about mindset.
Yeah.
And none of that stuff's going to move forward unless you have the mindset. But it's when I got introduced to F13, people told me, they said, it's a hard right turn.
Yeah.
From all the other coaching or consulting companies out there.
Yeah.
This is a hard right turn.
Yep.
Before you get into it. Do you want to go down that road?
Yeah.
And it certainly has been. I think one of the things that stuck out to me is, I'm going to process how to say that, but he talked about is a symptom of low productivity. How did he say that?
Oh, transactional thinking is a symptom of low productivity.
Yeah.
So when we, as originators,
Yes.
are so caught up in maintaining and saving and,
Yes.
and looking to, in worrying about each individual transaction,
Yep.
we're not being as productive.
That's right.
What's the point he was trying to make?
Yeah, so that was a really big point for me, and I think for my partner to hear that, was that transactional thinking is a symptom, because when you clear off all the other things that we think are busy during the day,
Yeah.
what are you really doing during the day? It's that whole thing. If your number one job is to prospect,
Yeah.
the average loan officer prospects less than an hour a week.
Yeah.
They think that they prospect more, but they don't, because they don't track it.
It's a common theme between all high producing originators and real estate agents and really anybody in sales is that they prospect. And yet, as originators, that's one of the things that we try to get away from. And it provides the sales that, results in fundings and closings and transactions, et cetera.
Yeah.
Which is so, it's almost ironic.
Yeah.
That's what originators, I feel, in the masses are trying to get away from, where we should actually be running to it.
Right. And I think that F13 really just speaks to originators with the data, right? Everything
Yeah.
comes down to the data. So if there's 10 originators, 8 of them are really advisors. So the prospecting is just a byproduct to get what they really want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really want is only the rainmaker
1000%.
in that. And I think that's the difference. People are confused on what it is that they really want to do.
No, that's an incredible point.
Yeah.
Transactional thinking is a symptom of low productivity.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Coley, we really appreciate you coming on the show today, being here. I know we have a great dinner with the great F13 members tonight, so we'll get going. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.